Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Room 1 podcast. I have a guest with me all the way from New Zealand today. It's Dr. Brian Kelly. He will be speaking here at Room 1 in Las Vegas, April 20th and 21st. We're extremely excited to have him as one of our guest speakers this year. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Kelly.
Good morning, Ben, and great to be with you today.
That's good. I wanted to ask you a question on this podcast because everybody who knows you knows that you're a visionary. And we see a lot of changes right now happening in the chiropractic profession, in the healthcare profession in general. Now, a lot of the chiropractors who will be attending this event are seeing those changes in the U.S. Now, you have more of a global eye for chiropractic probably than anybody else that I know. And I wanted to ask you, where do you see the changes going for chiropractic in the future, not just in America, but around the world?
Well, I'm not sure where they'll go because I don't have a crystal ball. However, if we look back the last few decades, there's a lot of fads that have come and gone. And there's a lot of trends that have come and gone from sort of insurance reimbursement, people adding things to chiropractic. But if we look at fundamentally why do people come to the chiropractor and why do people stay with the chiropractor and why do people refer people to chiropractors, in my mind it's primarily because of results. So someone comes in, we take great care of them, and they get a tangible difference in their body and they say, this is good, I'm going to keep coming. In addition to that, we have a concept or a philosophy behind chiropractic which when people hear that story makes an enormous amount of sense. And in my mind, that story about chiropractic is very different than, say, the insurance story, which is we'll see you for a few visits, maybe tack on a few more. We're trying to get you out of pain, maybe rehabilitate or stabilize your spine. A third party is going to pay for that or pay for some of that or not pay for any of that. And it's very much a sort of a physiotherapy or physical therapy model. There's nothing wrong if someone comes in with that mindset, but as we know, we've got something far, far greater to offer. And the other thing, of course, is if we think about the spine and this entity called a subluxation, there are innumerable number of asymptomatic subluxations. So the question becomes, how does someone know they've got a subluxation? The only way is to get their spine checked. And so I know from my experience in chiropractic, my experience as a patient, and having 3 children who've had chiropractic care for now 24, 22 plus 15 years, and having seen thousands of patients, that when people get the story, or they get the concept of chiropractic and they choose chiropractic over a period of time, something different happens in their body versus someone who walks around with an unhealthy spine. So where will we go? I don't know, but I know that people who hold on to sort of the fundamental, and these have been criticized for ridiculous reasons, and I'm not really interested in that, but people who hang on to the concept that a healthy spine has a higher probability of a healthy nerve system, has a higher probability of a healthy life, healthy spine, healthy nerve, healthy life. That concept makes sense to people, makes sense to chiropractors, and you can build an incredible practice, very, very fulfilling, because you're going to get people well and keep people well, all other things being equal.
So what you're saying is that chiropractic's foundations and the principles of it, making a healthy spine, keeping a healthy spine healthy, is such a strong foundation that it can serve as a solid foundation forever. And you can build higher and higher on what you have.
Absolutely. And we don't own that concept. For example, it's not too dissimilar to the philosophy of yoga. It's just a very different application. And of course, you can meet someone who's a master yoga practitioner and they still have subluxation, but the concept is similar. And of course, if we go back to 400 BC, the so-called father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, he didn't call them adjustments, but he was doing work on the spine, 2 subluxations, because he knew it had a profound effect on health. It's just that medicine went in a different direction. But if we look at indigenous cultures of the world, all over the world, from Africa, Asia, and beyond, they know that you have to do something to the spine to get it moving to keep people healthy. The difference in chiropractic is we've got very, very refined, very, very specialized, very, very gentle, very specific, and we've refined and clarified or crystallized our philosophy. And when you put those elements together, you can make a huge and magnificent difference in your community. And we see that all over the world, in America, outside America, with insurance, without insurance. So that in itself is not geographically dependent.
So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this too. Right now, what we see is that the medical doctor is sort of is seen as the end-all authority by the majority of the population. And with the principles you're talking about, that really should be chiropractors who understand how the spine works. And medical doctors have their expertise, obviously, in the emergency arena. What kinds of things do chiropractors need to be doing to move into that role as the authority of healthcare?
Well, I think if you start with a local chiropractor who might be on their own in a smaller community, we have to start by doing a better job. So clinically, we have to do an outstanding job. And as I've traveled around in the last 9 months or so, I've started working with chiropractors in their offices. We're not really at a level of excellence. And so we need to raise our game and raise our standard. And the question becomes, if a TV show or an investigative journalist or 60 Minutes came into your office or someone's clinic, would you be proud of everything that's going on? And if the answer is no, raise the standard. Right? So to me, that's number one. We've got to raise our standard. And it's not just having a beautiful clinic, but make sure it's clean and you've got first-class equipment and, your staff are trained at a high level. I mean, what a concept, having highly trained staff. The second thing is, you're right about medical doctors, and yes, they're experts in crisis care and acute care, but people know that they really have no concept or training or expertise in healthcare. That's really not their domain, and they know that over time. As they start getting onto multiple medications and the chronicity of their health situation elongates and they get a new health thing, they know that the answer is not going to be found in the pill or surgery. People know that from their families and their friends and their own experiences, and so they know they're looking for something different. And so the idea that medical doctors have authority, in one sense they do in some jurisdictions, like the US, because of the amount of advertising and the money involved. But I honestly believe innately or inherently people know that the answer to their health doesn't come from those things, and they're looking for the health somewhere else. And if we show up and we're honest and practice with integrity and tell them the truth and tell them the story of our health, I mean, how many chiropractors don't actually teach their patients about this concept called health? And, I honestly believe we have the secret to health care. So we have to do a better job. But the other thing you can do locally is start working and building a network around your clinic with healthcare providers. So, for example, last week I had a lunch with a dentist. What do you do? Tell me about your practice, show me your equipment, all kind of fun stuff. And got a taste of what he does. And he happens to be a patient of chiropractic. And you could do that with midwives, with massage therapists, because they see lots of people, physical therapists, and of course medical doctors come to chiropractors as patients. They just still don't tell their colleagues, loudly from the podium.
That's good. And so you're going to be bringing some of this to the stage when you speak here at Room 1 in Las Vegas, how to run your clinic in such a way that you're getting these results, that you're getting people to feel comfortable, getting people taken care of, getting people subluxations removed and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm going to be covering that. By the way, really looking forward to the event. And I saw the slate of speakers. I'm like, oh my God, there's some pretty heavyweight companies up there. So it's going to be an outstanding event. And, you've really got an outstanding cast. What I'm looking to do is, yes, talk about those things, but also the mindset of the chiropractor. So, people can have the tools, have the understanding, but often there's some limiting belief or something holding them back. And I'd like to tap into that a little bit as well. And, people can have an experience or epiphany or go to a seminar and one thing changes and then their practice in life can change instantly. And I've seen that happen. I've had that experience. And, I'm looking forward to sharing a message and inspiring people.
Good. Well, I know there's a lot of people here in the States that we've heard from, even a lot of the speakers that are excited to see you back here speaking in the States because you're not here as often as you used to be.
No, looking forward to it. And, the reality in the US is, with 65,000 odd chiropractors, it is the home and the birthplace of chiropractic. But there's also some challenges. And I'd recommend or suggest that people bring their team. There's an old saying, well, what if I trained my staff and, spend all that time and energy and money if I trained them, and then they left. And I'm saying, but what if you didn't train them and they stayed?
Ultimately that could be much more expensive.
Yeah, well, if someone's not at their potential, if you've got a CA, a chiropractic assistant at 40 or 50 or 60 or 70% of their potential, you're missing gold mines of referrals, of education, of keeping people in the game, of, keeping people on track with their care. And so, yeah, it's really a team effort. So I hope people bring along, maybe their staff and their office and their practice and their life and their business will be better for it.
That's great. Well, doctors, those of you who are watching, you can go to room1lasvegas.com to register. We have special pricing for your team, too, so make sure you bring your team like Dr. Kelly suggests. I sure appreciate your time sharing with everybody before your day gets started there in New Zealand. Are there any closing thoughts you have for everybody?
I just want to wish everyone the best for the year 2018 and set some big goals. Set some big, hairy, lofty goals, and even if you fall a little bit short, you never know where you might land. But we have to think bigger in chiropractic. And, with sort of the regulatory environment and, the sort of insurance reimbursement environment, there's the odd bad story from the odd sort of, rogue in chiropractic. People can get beaten down by that stuff, but there's people out there doing great things, and I'd like to help people do great things in their community. So let's just think bigger, plan some huge goals, and, hug your family, hug your kids, because family's everything.
That's important. Thank you. And make sure you come see Dr. Kelly when he's here in the States, April 20th and 21st in Las Vegas. Go to room1lasvegas.com to get your tickets today.